Alright, so UFC Baku Azerbaijan goes down this weekend. Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree. I'll be honest. I'll be honest. I don't think we need Khalil Roundtree and Jamal Hill on this card. Um, I think Fiziev and Bahamondes are capable to headline this card on their own. So I don't know why they have Hill versus Khalil Roundtree, but it is what it is. I feel like you'd want to have the hometown guy, Fiziev, in the main event spot, but why are we expecting UFC to do the right things, right? Anyways, oh boy. Let's start off with Hamdi Abdullah versus Muhammad Usman. Um, I don't know. I'm not really impressed by Abdullah, to be honest. I'm not really with Usman either, but I don't know. They're both decent grapplers. I feel like this fight's gonna take place mostly on the feet, where I would prefer Muhammad Usman. He's bigger, stronger, he's more powerful. Definitely got more hand power, and his hands might even just be better. So I'm gonna go with Muhammad Usman by decision probably because it's heavyweight, so we don't really get finishes at heavyweight. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Muhammad Usman, 29-28 decision. Some light to start off the card. But then we get in to Tagir Ulanbekov versus Azmat Maxim, which is where some hot takes of mine come in that I feel like a lot of you will not agree with. I'm going with the underdog here in Azmat Maxim. Um, I think Tagir Ulanbekov. Here's my issue with Tagir. Tagir's a good grappler. He's got good submissions, and all that. I mean, he's from Dagestan, right? So he can grapple. But I don't believe in his striking. I know a lot of people do. I've seen a lot of people rate his striking fairly high. I just don't. And maybe I'm just too stuck in the past. Oh, what did I do? Maybe I'm just too stuck in the past. Because if I'm being honest with you, I'm probably still blinded by his Tim Elliott fight. It was just a terrible performance. Got dropped in round one by Tim Elliott and just lost that fight straight up. And I know that was a bit of a while ago, but other than like the Cody Durden performance, I haven't been impressed by the striking of Tagir Ulanbekov. And I was a little impressed with his performance against Cody Durden. I thought he was gonna beat Cody Durden, but just not as dominantly as he did. But I mean, who's Cody Durden, right? I mean, he was KO'd in his last like 3 fights. Got KO'd by Joshua Van. No, he didn't. That was the decision. KO'd by Ochoa. Beat the hell up by Joshua Van to a decision, I believe it was. KO'd by Bruno Silva. KO submitted by Tagir. Like, he's just not that good of a fighter. Dropped and submitted in round one by Mokayev. Like, he's just not that good. He's getting finished and beat up left and right. So I'm gonna go with Azmat Maxim, because Azmat, although he's a grappler himself, even if he isn't quite on the level of Tagir Ulanbekov, I don't think Tagir is just gonna go out here just throw this guy around and control him, and you know, again, I think this is just like the first fight where two grapplers meet and they end up striking, and I just think that Azmat Maxim's a better striker. He's got really good teep kicks. He's got a really good jab. I mean, his jab was bloodying up. Was it Charles Johnson? No. He dropped Charles Johnson, which by the way is impressive, in round one. And then he like bloodied up the nose of what was his name? Tyson Nam, I believe it was. Just out jabbed him. He's got deceptive power too. Look at his arms. Real scrawny little things. Doesn't look like he's got much there, but he hits you and you feel it for sure. For sure you feel it. He's also, I don't know. They're the same height at 5'7", so. But and Maxim, I've noticed, has got pretty high grappling IQ, even if he's the one on bottom. So I just don't see Tagir just controlling him. Maxim always seems a bit more composed. They can both be taken down, but I don't think the fight's gonna be controlled on the ground. So I'm gonna go with Maxim here for sure by decision. 29-28. You know what it is? It's probably gonna be a 29-28 decision for Maxim that some people think should be for Tagir. That's probably what's gonna happen. But I will be going with Maxim. I'm wearing a fucking UFC 268 shirt. So, what was that? Usman versus Kobe too. All right. Moving on. Yes, I'm going as that. Moving on to Irina Alekseeva versus Claudia Saigula. I'm gonna go. You know I'm gonna go with Alekseeva here. Come on. Just look at her. Bigger, stronger. Is she taller? No, they're the same. They're 5'8". But I don't know. She's kind of a finisher, isn't she? She's got like one more finish than she does decisions. She's got dangerous striking, especially for women's MMA, because she's big, strong. She hits hard. And Sigila is kind of weak. She's very manipulatable, thrown around. She cannot grapple. She's got like fast combinations, like fast hands, fast combinations, but she don't got much power behind them. Alexei was probably gonna eat anything that comes her way, and she's probably just gonna bulldoze through her, pick her up, slam her, get on top, ground and pound TKO. That's what I see. I believe she was ground and pound TKO'd in like her last fight, right, against Melissa Mullins, right? Or she was definitely TKO'd by Melissa Mullins, I believe. Maybe not in her last fight, but. So yeah, Irina Alekseeva, knockout, round 1. Moving on to Daria Zaleznikova versus Melissa Mullins. I'm gonna go Melissa Mullins. She's just bigger, stronger. She's shorter, but she's like bigger in terms of like muscle and girth. But yeah, she's got really good takedowns. She's an okay striker, but she's a pressure fighter, so she'll always be coming forward in this fight. She's got more presence in the cage than Daria, so Daria's probably going to be the one going backwards, trying to land counter shots. But Melissa's strong. She's a good grappler. She always looks for the finishes. And Daria's a good striker. She's probably a better striker than Melissa on a technical level, but she spams 1-2s. She likes to draw out reactions too of her opponents, but I don't really see Melissa Mullins falling in any traps here. Daria cannot grapple. She can be taken down and controlled, especially by a stronger woman like Melissa Mullins. I'm gonna go with Melissa Mullins here. Similar result to the previous fight. She's probably gonna take her down, get on top, work her way to a ground and pound TKO. Like, you know, Melissa Mullins is pretty dangerous, man. Honestly. So yeah, Melissa Mullins I'll give her round 2 ground and pound TKO is what I'm gonna guess here in this fight. We're going up to Ismail Nurdiev versus the Iron Turtle. This one, I kind of went back and forth on, but I'm going with Jung Young Park because he's just, I don't know, he's a lot stronger. Park is a real strong grappler with powerful hands, man, and his striking's a bit mid, but he's had some really good striking moments. He really has. He has a nasty jab. It's a power jab. Busts people's nose open. But once he gets you to the ground, man, dude, I'm telling you. The Iron Turtle's got some nasty submissions, man. And he's really strong, dude. So, yeah. Nurdiev, this is what, his second stint in the UFC, his second run in the UFC. I will say though, he loves to attack low. He loves them body jabs, you know. The body jabs are his thing. But he's patient as well. but he loves to throw those body jabs. And I feel like Jung Young Park is the type to rip an uppercut or rip a knee up the middle when Nurdiev goes for one of those body jabs. And then Ismail is going to go for a double leg after the uppercut and just get like submitted or something. I don't know. Nurdiev is he's got good grappling overall, but he's not as strong as Park. He's got a lot more experience though. 24-7. He's been around for a minute. 18-6 though. That ain't no newcomer. So we'll see. But I will be going with Jung Young Park here by submission. Round 3 submission for Jung Young Park. I'm gonna go with because Ismail Nurdiev has, if I'm not mistaken, he's been finished everywhere. He's been finished on the feet by KO. He's been finished on the ground with submission. So, and I think that Jung Young Park is one of the best guys, probably the best guy he's fought in so long. So, I'm gonna go with Jung Young Park. Moving on to Seo Kae-hin Ko, I think, and Oban Elliott. Now I have some takes that might be a little hot for this fight as well. I am going to be going with Oban Elliott. But I don't really see in Oban Elliott what it seems like other people do, especially MMA Guru. He really believes in Oban Elliott. And he's cool. He is cool. Just KO'd Basil Hafez. Even JDM couldn't do that. So impressive to do. Very impressive. It was a nasty KO as well. But Oban Elliott was dropped by Valentin Woodburn. Man, do you understand how bad that is? Bo Nickel, who we just discovered is an awful MMA fighter with no striking, KO'd Val Woodburn in like less than a minute. I get he was like short notice, but man, Oban, you had 3 rounds and you didn't finish him, and he was whooping your ass at some points in the fight. Like genuinely putting belt to ass. It just wasn't a good look. But he did look very dominant with the grappling against Val Woodburn. So clearly Oban Elliott is a very competent grappler. Trying to think of who else he fought I wasn't that impressed with. I don't know if it's going to come to me. But Oban is tough. He likes to lead the dance, so he might be the one going forward here in this fight. Well-rounded fight results. He's got decision wins. He's got KO wins and submission wins. So, he's always in the fight, whether it's in the feet or on the ground. So, and for Ko, I think Oban should grapple in this fight for sure. Ko has got a really wide stance, keeps his legs very far apart. He's so open for leg kicks and takedowns, dude. I mean, a single leg on him is a grappler's dream, dude. So, Ko has got some good kicks. He likes to be flashy with those kicks sometimes and throw flying knees, stuff like that every now and then. He likes to pressure and go forward too, so these two might clash in the middle. But he's got bouncy movement. He's real light on his feet. Goes, he's relentless too. So, I will say though, one thing about Ko is his, and this is the main reason I'm going with Oban Elliott in this fight, is because Ko has looked decently good, but dude, his competition is horrific, man. He in his like last fight outside like the UFC, he KO'd like someone who's like 51 years old. I think he was 51. That is insane. And he was fighting other 40-year-olds. I think this one dude was like 42, 43. It's like, man, you are... How old is he? Does it say here? It doesn't say, but man, he's not that old. So, man, the competition was so old. He's been fighting. And Oban Elliott's been fighting like in their prime guys, or at least not 50-year-olds. So, yeah. I'm gonna go with Oban Elliott by. I'm gonna go KO. I think we're about to start to see some really good performances from Oban Elliott. Hopefully, I'm gonna go round 2 KO for Oban Elliott because Ko, I believe he has been finished on the feet. So, yeah, official prediction: Oban Elliott round 2 TKO. Moving on to Mohamed Naimov versus Bogdan Grad. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. Here. Before digging deep into some tape of Bogdan Grad, I seen his last fight when he KO'd, what was that dude's name? He was some Brazilian, who had also lost to, what was that guy's name? Jeka Sergey, I believe, who is an awful MMA fighter. Just got KO'd by that Korean dude. Forgot his name. That's who Bogdan Grad beat in his debut, and that's not an impressive win at all. The dude sucks. But after seeing that, I was like, oh, Bogdan Grad might be a problem. But I did some tape. I don't think Bogdan Grad is that good at all. I think Mohamed Naimov is gonna win. I'm gonna take Mohamed Naimov here. I hate Mohamed Naimov. I'm gonna just say that because he's a dirty, cheating bitch. He is. I don't like him, bro. Cheated so many times against man. I never forget names, but every time the camera's on and I'm trying to think of a fighter that's not on the screen, can never do it. Nathaniel Wood. Nathaniel Wood won that fight 100%, dude. 100%. And he was getting cheated all throughout the fight and still lost a fucking robbery decision. So I'm not a big fan of Mohamed Naimov. But I will say he is going to dominate Bogdan Grad, I believe. Because Naimov they're both real fast starters. They're gonna go out there and start throwing hands immediately, power shots. But Naimov, he is very defensively flawed everywhere, I think. On the feet and on the ground, he's just flawed as a fighter. He's an offensive-based fighter and offensive only. But he is very skilled offensively. Like, his offensive striking and grappling is really good. He's dangerous on the feet. He's powerful. He's strong on the ground. He can submit you. He can pound you out. He can KO you on the feet. I mean, offensively, Naimov's got it all, but he doesn't have it. He doesn't have anything defensively. So Bogdan Grad could probably touch that chin, but even Bogdan Grad's offense, I am questioning. So I am gonna go with Mohamed Naimov. He likes to do spinning stuff, which is cool, but very rarely does it lead to an advantage in the fight. Man, but like Bogdan Grad is like, I don't know. I just don't think he's as good as a striker or a grappler, to be honest. I think Naimov is better in both areas. So I'm going to go with Mohamed Naimov by decision, though, because Bogdan Grad's kind of tough. So, yeah, Mohamed Naimov by decision. Moving on to Nazim Sadikov versus Nicholas Mota. This is going to be, I think this is going to be a slaughter. Can I be honest with you guys? I do not rate Nicholas Mota. I think he's not good, and I think that Sadikov is 100% future ranked. He's going to be ranked in the future. Sadikov's a fast starter. He has a knack for hurting people early, like within the first minute. He's very well-rounded, a dangerous dynamic striker with a very effective grappler as well. Good cardio. I mean, he can have a really high pace for 3 straight rounds and not slow down. Amazing finishing ability. I mean, Nazim Sadikov, dude, I'm going to say this right now. He beat Terrence McKinney. And the way I said that will probably make some of you go. But I'm telling you, I think Terrence McKinney is really good. I think he's going to beat Slava Claus next weekend. That might be my underdog of the week. But, yeah, Terrence McKinney's really good. I believe in him. I believe in his talent and skills. Um, he's had a few rough KO losses, to be honest. Nazim submitted him, though. But I will say, this is going to be a little bit of a hot take. I do think that Nazim Sadikov would not have been able to submit Terrence McKinney had Terrence's arm not be behind his back in literally the worst possible position to be in. When someone's under your chin, you know what I'm saying? So I will be going with Nazim Sadikov because he's really good, really skilled. Nicholas Mata, didn't he get KO'd clean by like Jim Miller? I'm sorry, but Nazim Sadikov, there's no chance he's losing to Jim Miller. I think he got KO'd by someone else too. I'm not sure. But yeah, Nicholas Mata, he's strong, but he's chinny, not technically good. And I just think he's easily beatable by any competent fighter. And Nazim Sadikov is at the very least a competent fighter. So Nazim Sadikov, round 1, submission. I think he's going to club and sub Mata. I think he's going to drop him early and then hop on top and like Darce choke him or something. Club and sub round 1 for Nazim Sadikov. Moving up to Tofik Musayev versus Mike DeBeck oral bye. Now, I will say for this fight, when I was doing tape watching for my boy Tofik, I was like, damn, he looks kind of dangerous actually. And I was thinking he could probably beat Mike DeBeck oral bye because Tofik is light on his feet. Bouncing movement, in and out, in and out, in and out. And he loves kicks, loves to throw kicks to the body, kicks to the head. He hits hard too. He's a technical striker. He can be, I'll say, he can be repetitive at times. There was one fight in particular, he was real competitive with like just an overhand the entire fight. It was against some other Russian guy. I can't think of his name right now, and I will say, he may have, but here's when my pick switched. I was thinking, damn, Tofik's a good striker, technical, hits hard, light on his feet, distance management is there. He's got some nasty finishes. But I've seen some of his grappling. I've seen him get controlled by somebody. And I'm like, let's watch some oral bye fights real quick. And I watched oral bye throw people around. Throwing down and submitting people. Threw down and submitted Medic, I believe it was. And then he had that war with Rebecki, where he actually looked really good on the feet. He hit so hard. Oral bye's never been finished. He's insanely durable. I mean, dude, that eye was disgusting. He's a diverse striker who hits hard and a proficient grappler. And one thing about his takedowns, man, he's got good initial takedowns. But if oral bye fails a takedown initially, he doesn't break his lock. He keeps going for it. He will chase that takedown until he gets it. And Tofik Musayev, what I've seen in his grappling, it's not bad, but just not on the level of oral bye. I think oral bye is going to be able to take him down. I don't think Musayev is better on I don't think he's good enough on the feet to bridge the gap in the grappling. So I'm gonna go with Mike DeBeck oral bye by submission, round 2. Tofik is good, and I would like to see him stick around because there are winnable matchups for him in the lightweight division, but Mike DeBeck oral bye is not that guy. He's not that winnable matchup. Moving on to Curtis Blades versus Rizvan Kuniev. Now, this fight sucked for me to do tape on. Because before I did any tape on Rizvan Kuniev, I knew that he had failed some drug tests. He's a dirty, roid cheating fuck, dude. popped against Renan Ferreira in PFL for like multiple different things, I believe. And that wasn't even the first time he popped for something. And he just gets to just come in the UFC and get a top-ranked contender in Curtis Blades. I mean, it's so stupid. Whoever matchmake this, should be fired and never talked to again. Shunned by everyone in his life. Because this is awful. And who approved it, same thing. I will say, though, I'm a bit nervous. Because I know that Curtis Blades is an exceptional heavyweight wrestler. I know he's got power in his hands. He's physically strong, lots of high-level experience, but I just don't know about the striking. He's just okay with the power in his hands. Rizvan Kuniev, on the other hand, is a good striker, especially for heavyweight. Man, can I be honest? You know what? I hate to get on my phone when I'm recording because it makes me feel like I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. But I want to find the opponent so you guys can go watch this fight and see what I'm talking about when I say that Rizvan Kuniev is a good striker for heavyweight. It was his fight against... I believe it was his fight against... Man, I'm not sure. I think it was... it was Vladimir Dianeko, I believe. In that fight, Rizvan Kuniev was just flicking question mark kicks to his head and spinning heel kicks quick. I'm like, bro, are you a heavyweight, bro? Or are you a lightweight? I mean, I've never in my life seen a heavyweight flick up a question mark kick like that with that kind of speed. And it landed clean on the dome. And he threw a spinning wheel kick that hurt him. And he's just quick. He's on the feet, in and out. I mean, it's like, man, I worry because his striking is better than Curtis Blades. For sure it is. And he has good wrestling too. I've seen him dominate guys with his wrestling. Picking him up, slamming him, getting on top. Elbow. Submission. He has some submissions. I'm going to go with Curtis Blades. If not for his skills, I'm picking him in spite of Rizvan because I don't like the guy. Hopefully Curtis Blades will be able to grapple him and control him. That'd be great. That'd be amazing. And I will say Curtis Blades is definitely a powerful hitter, and his boxing is no joke. He does have some good boxing. Rizvan Kuniev, I just think he's a bit better on the feet, but hopefully Curtis Blades will prove me wrong, get in there, put a whooping on Rizvan Kuniev. I'm going to go with him. Just because I do think his grappling and wrestling is better. I think he can mix it in well with his striking and probably eke out a nice 29-28 decision. So I'm going to go with Curtis Blades, mixing in his full MMA game with his high-level experience and getting a decision win over Rizvan Kuniev. Moving on to the co-main event. Personally, the fight I am the most excited about in this entire card. I'm going to go with my boy, Ignacio Bahamondes. I've been a big Ignacio Bahamondes fan since he KO'd... I forgot his name. With the spinning wheel kick back in like 2021, I think it was. When I was back in high school, the picture of that kick was like my Chromebook picture, like my Google Classroom profile picture. So I've been a big Ignacio Bahamondes fan for years, coming up to 5 years almost. I'm so happy to see him succeeding. I had money on him as a solo bet at UFC 306 when he KO'd Manuel Torres because he was an underdog, a pretty big underdog too, if I'm not mistaken. And I just thought, like, come on, guys, what do you see? What do you see that tells you that Manuel Torres beats Ignacio Bahamondes? I knew it. He was the underdog. I put money on it. Beautiful winnings there. I knew he was going to beat Jalen Turner too. I didn't think he'd submit him, but and Bahamondes is very tall and long, real dangerous kicks, tough. He's tough and durable, quick, amazing distance management. I mean, dude, his distance management is some of the best in the division. You throw a shot, he's gone, and he counters with something so nasty. I mean, his distance management was on full display against Manuel Torres. I mean, dude, hold on. That head kick that he landed on Manuel Torres as Torres was coming in with a left was so beautiful. Landed, snap back of the head. Then, steps out of range. Boom! Puts him down. Couldn't finish him. But to get back up to the feet, Manuel Torres is still doing that, that pressure stuff. Goes in for another shot. Step back. Boom! Same shot. Put him down. Put him out cold. He wasn't cold, but I'm just excited because I really like Bahamondes, and that was a really good moment for me. But not for this to be one-sided. Let's go over to Pavel Fiziev. Very fast. He's got real good kicks. His boxing really lacks, though. That's the reason that Justin Gaethje was able to go 2-0 against Fiziev, was because his boxing does lack. His kicks is the best part of his game. I do think that Ignacio Bahamondes does have better hands, and their kicks are comparable. So that's where I think that Ignacio is going to have a bit more success on the feet. And Ignacio is a better grappler than Fiziev. He's got really good submissions, especially off the bottom with that arm triangle that he got Jalen Turner in. But I just think he's a better, well-rounded than Fiziev. Fiziev, though, I will say, 90% takedown defense. Incredible takedown defense. It's amazing. Ignacio is probably not going to be able to take him down. But if they end up on the ground for whatever reason, some kind of knockdown or a slip or something like that, Ignacio will be getting the better of the ground exchanges. So whether he's on top or bottom. But Fiziev, one thing though, and I'm gonna actually get to that. If Fiziev wants to win, he's got to throw in combinations. Because one thing that Ignacio Bahamondes is really good at is countering single shots. Manuel Torres would come in with one overhand or one straight, and he wouldn't follow up, and that's when he'd get countered. Fiziev, if he throws in combinations, he throws 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 instead of 1. It's going to be a lot harder for Ignacio Bahamondes to land a counter shot or a pull counter. So, but I'm telling you right now, this is something I've noticed for this fight specifically. You know that that kick defense that Fiziev loves to do, that he did on, he most notably did it against Mark Chikasi. The real lean back. I'm telling you, Ignacio Bahamondes needs to throw a few head kicks, get him to do that little, and then blast a kick to the body. If he can get Fiziev reacting like that, how he usually does to head kicks, I wish I knew, what do I call it? A lean back, when he leans back to avoid the head kick. If Ignacio blasts a body kick, dude, he's going to finish Fiziev with a body kick. Or at least drop him. So I think those are the two things that they need to do to win. But I think Fiziev's a bit quicker with the kicks, so, They're both dangerous, though, with all limbs. But I do see Ignacio Bahamondes winning this fight. How, though? Decision, KO, submission. I think Fiziev is submittable on the ground. It's just getting him there, man. Can I really trust Ignacio Bahamondes to get him there? Gamrot couldn't really get him there. I'm not betting on that. I'm gonna go with decision. Fiziev is just so hard to knock out. He's only been knocked out like what once in like his debut against some guy that's not even in the UFC anymore. I'm not betting on that, man. Is this 5 rounds or is it 3? I think it's just 3. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Ignacio Bahamondes by decision for sure. All right, moving on to the main event of the evening. Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree. I have a lot of hot takes in this video. I have another one. I think Jamal Hill is a lot better than what people give him credit for. Oh my god, like, how dare you? How dare you lose to Alex Pereira and Yuri Prohaska? How dare you, Jamal Hill? How dare you? You know, that's what Twitter's making it feel like. Oh, this dude can't beat nobody. He lost to Alex Pereira and Yuri Prohaska. I mean, a lot of people sound stupid when they're explaining why they think Khalil Rountree's winning this. He's not winning this, dude. This is my underdog. Oh god. My microphone dropped and it scared the shit out of me. Jamal Hill is just a better boxer, dude. And I will say, I think Khalil Rountree's performance over Alex Pereira is wildly blown out of proportion. He didn't have that much success. He just lasted a while. He lasted until round 4, and people were acting like they had a war. People were acting like Khalil Roundtree was really having Alex Pereira stumbling. I don't put any stock into that knockdown he had. Alex Pereira threw a question mark kick, completely spun around, had his back to Khalil, when Khalil like clotheslined him. He didn't even hit him. It was like, and he just kind of fell to a knee, got right back up. There was no damage to it. Khalil Roundtree did not drop him in that moment. That wasn't, you know what I'm saying? And other than that, I mean, Khalil Roundtree lost to Jacoby easily. I don't know how they gave that decision to Khalil Roundtree. Oh, I mean, is his best win Anthony Smith? I mean, I don't know if he has a win better than Anthony Smith. I don't know. Khalil Rountree's... I don't want to sound like I'm hating on him, because I don't think he's shitty, but he's just not better than Jamal Hill. And dude, the damage he took against Pereira could potentially be, I mean, that is like career-altering damage. You know, he got beat up, dude. It was dominant. It was a one-sided fight throughout. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly think Jamal Hill just got caught by Pereira. I do believe Pereira would have won regardless, but I also do believe that it was a moment thing. I do think, you know, hitting the cup and then Alex stopping and, you know, that whole sequence, I think it put Jamal Hill out of the zone and he just got caught. You know, I do truly believe that. I think Pereira would have won anyway, and he'll win a rematch and a trilogy and a quadrilogy. But, you know, I just think had that moment not happened, the fight would have been longer and more competitive than Khalil Roundtree was with Pereira. So I'm going to actually go with KO as well, because Jamal Hill doesn't slow down. He was pushing the pace against Glover in round 5 and looking real good. I will also say that. Jamal Hill is the better grappler here as well. I don't see this fight going to the ground for a second, but if it does, it's going to be Jamal Hill that is on top with the control doing the damage, because he grappled really well with Glover, and I don't want to hear that he's old bullshit, because Glover Teixeira was up on the scorecards and he was beating Yuri Prohaska just like a year before. He was winning that fight, and what happened? And Glover, Yuri needed that submission to win. So, not that MMA math works. I'm just saying that Jamal Hill has shown that he's better than what fans are making it out to be. I believe in Jamal Hill. I think he will be a mainstay at the top of the division. Don't know if he'll be champ again. I don't know how he does against Ankalaev. I don't know if Pereira is going to even fight again. So, I think Jamal Hill loses to like a Alexander Rakic. I think both of these guys lose to Alexander Rakic, but that's my favorite light heavyweight, Alexander Rakic. Gotta throw that propaganda in here somewhere. But yeah, that's my full. I'm gonna go with Jamal Hill here. TKO round 4. But that is my picks for UFC Baku, Azerbaijan. Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree. Hopefully it wasn't too long. Let's see. 40 minutes. Not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Yeah, Jamal Hill will win this. And I'll come back, see what my pick percentage was in the results video. But yeah, I'm pretty I like these picks I got. I like these picks. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, looking at my picks. If I'm wrong in any of these, feel free to roast me. You know what I'm saying? So, alright. I'm going to head out of here. I might go to bed here soon. I got work tomorrow. And see y'all.